Hi guys, in this video we are going to discuss about the word government. What this word government actually is. So let's see the definition first. It means it's a government is a system by which a state or a community is governed, and also government normally consists of legislators, administrators also called as executives, and the arbitrators, or that is the judiciary. Now let's see this thing into a layman's term, what actually the word government is. Let's say this is a country. Now this is a land, or it's a country, it could be any country or could be any land. Okay, and in a country certainly there lives people. Okay, there are several people here, so I'm just making these guys, these dots are the people. Okay, and for the sake of convenience we are not making them too much. Now let's see what will happen in a country where there are several people like this. Now these guys are A, B, C, D, and blah blah blah. These all are citizens and these are their names. Now what will happen? Let's say A is living nearby and he makes a hut, or he makes a house here. That's a nice pretty house. And now B comes in and he says, okay, guy A, you cannot make this house here. And A asks him, why I cannot make this house? B simply says, look, Mr. A, this area is very nice to me. I really like this area, and as this is nearby certain mountains, okay, I forgot to make certain mountains, and here is a river too. So B says, look, I really like this area and I want to make this home, so you should not make this home. You should not make this hut or whatever house you are making. Now it will become, if A really is an adamant guy and B is also adamant regarding this particular thing, so certainly A is going to fight with B, or B may fight with A, or in both the cases they will fight with each other. Similarly, let's say here is a well. There is a well, okay, and you can take water out of it. And then D comes here. D says, I'm gonna take water out of this well, and suddenly this guy, let's say his name is P. P comes to D and he says, you cannot take water out of this well because I don't like your face. It's as simple as that. I don't like your face, so you cannot take this water out of it. And out of that, this person S comes in and he says, you both cannot take water out of this well because I'm taking water out of this well from past so many years, so I don't want to share this water along with you. So certainly in this case, the people will start fighting over each other. They all will fight over each other for few other resources. And then certainly it will be called as a case of total anarchy. Anarchy, it's a new word, it's a new vocabulary I'm going to introduce here. It will be a case of anarchy where there is no system by which someone is going to stop each other. Such kind of system we can usually find in tribal areas, okay, or either in the in jungle, you can say. Also this anarchy could also be called as the jungle raj, the jungle raj. So jungle raj or anarchy, it simply means the mighty will rule. The one who's mighty, who has lot of power, he will rule, the rule of the mighty. So if in case A is more powerful than B, then A is going to win this war. If D is more powerful than P and S, then certainly D is going to win this war. So this will be the case of anarchy. So what could be the other way around, so that all of these people, A to Z and whatever the citizenry's name is, they all live in harmony? Is there any way where these people live with peace and there's no fighting for any kind of resources and other kind of things? And we must remember that in any country or in any area, the resources are always limited. Resources are limited. In any country, you can name it. It could be India, it could be USA, it could be China, Kiribati, Palau, any country in the world, and they all have limited resources. So and certainly the population is also there, and hence there has to be an equal distribution of resources. And at the same time, it's not just resources. If we look at this example, if A is winning the war, A is winning the fight over B, so in that case we can see that B is going to lose. Or if in this case of the well, if D is going to win this particular war and there is S and P, in this case, if let's say D is winning the war, S loses and P loses, then P and S are the victims. P and S are the victims as they cannot use the water. So in such a case, there has to be a way out where everyone should get an equal opportunity to use the resources, as well as there should be justice. Even if they are getting all the resources, it should not happen like that A is getting, let's say, 20% of the thing and B is getting, let's say, 50% of the thing, and so the citizens from C to Z are getting the remaining 30%. In this case, we can say it is not the equal distribution, or it's not the justice which is happening. So what is the way out that such kind of problems can be taken care of? In such a case, we require this word government, this word government. Now let's see this thing in a little detail, what this government is, over the overview what we just told you. So government. Now in this particular country, let's take the above country again, and we are talking that we require a system where all the people should get equal opportunity to use all the resources, and there should be justice. So all these guys A, B, C, D, let's say till Z, okay, they all are sitting together and they want, let's say here this guy P, he goes there, okay, and they says that P is one of the most knowledgeable person, and or he is the most elderly, or he, whatever regard they want to give. So they say, okay, we are going to appoint Mr. P here on the big seat, and he'll be looking, or he'll be taking care of all the things, all the resources, and in case of any kind of fault or any kind of difficulty, we are going to approach Mr. P so that he will help us out. So the P is going to help them out, all from A to Z. All these people are going to get, or going to take help from this guy P. So this is what is going to happen to make a regular or a nice or a justifiable system. In this case, we'll say P is the government. P is the government. Now just it's quite a simplified thing that we are saying, but still we can consider the P, that is the person who's taking care of A to Z, all the citizens. Remember that our country consists of citizens from A to Z, so P is going to take care of these people, and certainly P is one amongst the government, one amongst the people, one amongst the citizens here. Now let's see what P is going to do and what P should have to take care of all these things. Then P should have, one, the power to make rules. Power to make rules. So this has to be there, and for this power to make rules is called as legislation. Legislation. It's a difficult word to remember, but for the sake of it, let's take this word here, legislation. So P should have the power to make rules, that is legislation, or in simple way to make laws. The P should have the power to make laws. And now what these rules are, these rules could be anything. For instance, in this case where there were some were building homes and some were building wells or taking water out of them. So let's say P is going to make a rule that anyone can take water out of the well. So this is the rule that P has made, and everyone from A to Z, everyone has to follow it. Okay, so this is what the power of P is, as he has made a rule. Now let's see the second thing. As P has made this rule of taking water out of this well, now P has to do one thing, that he has to look after. Or his rule is being working or not, and for that he may appoint people, or he himself may work. He may go towards the well and he must see what is happening, whether P is coming, or let's say P is working here, R is coming, S is coming, R is taking water out of it, and S is stopping him out. So it is a possible case. So in that case, P will come and say, okay, S, just hear this thing that I have made a rule and you have to follow it, and as everyone can take water out of this well, so R is entitled to take water out of this well. So certainly P is coming and working out this particular rule, and working out this rule is called as execution. Execution. Or another way, we can also say that P is going to administer what is happening or what rule has been made. So in this case, we can say the P should have the power of legislation, and second thing, the P should have the power to administer or power to execute what rule he has made. And then let's see the third thing. Now let's see, or let's take an example here. When in this case, when I was taking water, P said, okay, you cannot take water out of this well, or you cannot stop R to take water out of this well, and S simply says, I don't believe you, or I'm not going to hear what you are saying, what P is saying. So in such a case, the P should have power to punish, in a justifiable way, or in a way where he can make justice. So in such a case where P has the power to punish in a justifiable way, in a right way, we can say that P has the power to arbitrate. Again, it's a difficult word here, so increasing and enriching your vocabulary. So P has the power to arbitrate the matter, or he should have the power to do justice. So the power of justice. So in this case, we can say that P should have three powers. So as P is the government, so we will say that P should have three powers. P as a government should have three powers. One, to legislate, that is to make the laws. Number two, to execute the laws that he has made. And number three, to have arbitration or arbitrate. So P should have these three powers, and if he has these three powers, he will be called as the government. So any country where there is particular body, or there is particular person who has all these three powers to legislate, to execute, and to arbitrate, will be called as the government. And the government will have the responsibility to look after all his citizens, whatever they are, or whatever citizens or whatever people who are living in the country. I hope I made this word government clear. In the next video, we'll be talking about something else. Till then, take care. Bye bye.